Hi, I am Bruce Himmelblau with Blue Sky Video Productions. We are a full-service video production company and YouTube strategists, and we're here with BSVP On-SITE for Business. And we just started this new series, and we're beginning it with the GLMV Chamber of Commerce, and that stands for Green Oaks, Libertyville, Mundelein, and Vernon Hills, and they're all located in Illinois. So what this program is going to do is kind of interview the leaders in the organization at chambers, either their president or their executive director, or even the marketing PR people. And in this show, we're going to interview Scott Adams, who is the president of the organization. In most cases, that would be called the executive director, but he is, their executive director is, or their president is actually called their chairperson. So now that we got that straightened out. So this is Scott, and then we're going to be joined by Carol Levin, who is their PR marketing person, a little bit later. So say hi, Scott.
Morning, Bruce. Thanks. Hi, everyone.
Morning.
Yeah, glad to have everybody with us.
So let's start off with describe your area, where you're located, and what kind of activities you've been doing on a regular basis before this all COVID stuff started happening.
Sure. Well, as Bruce mentioned, we're made up of 4 communities. We're a chamber that was established in 1947, and all 4 communities came together as of late of 1994. So our main focus is on our 4 villages, and we work closely with our village government. We have a member of each village that sits on our board of directors. But because we're in Central Lake County, which is a fairly significant business hub in Illinois, our membership goes as far north as Mitchell Airport, as far south as the Loop. We also have a membership, and we go down as far as Springfield. We go out to Rockford. We've actually got a member that's in Maryland, who's actually works with the Chicago Bears, so she does a lot of promotional work with them. But our main focus is our Central Lake County area, which encompasses our 4 villages. On a normal year, we do approximately 200 events a year. That takes into some major fundraisers and major events that we do. We do a membership gala in January. We do a extreme block party in the spring. We do a mayor's luncheon. We do a golf outing. We partner with the David Adler Center on the Festival of the Arts in August. This year, we'll also be working with Advocate Condell on a 5K run, and also with an Hispanic group over in Mundelein during the Spanish or Mexican Independence Day. So we do a bunch of those things. We support 6 different networking groups. We do ribbon cuttings, we do grand openings, we do special luncheons, we do a number of things. But our whole goal is really to be an advocate for our businesses and connect our businesses. We feel that that's probably the biggest thing that we can provide, is be that conduit for our businesses if they need to be networking with other businesses to build relationships or partnerships, whatever that might be. We're also there to be an advocate for them if they need additional help. We can do a lot of things internally for them. If we feel they need extended help, we send them to the Small Business Development Group up in at CLC College of Lake County, who works directly with the SBA on a lot of initiatives. So we do those things on a regular basis and a regular year, which we started out doing this year. But then with this pandemic event, which we're in our 3rd week on, we really kind of had to reshuffle our deck and look at different ways that we can help promote our businesses through this new business climate that we're in. And that business climate is really kind of thrown a wrench in a lot of different things. So we're looking at ways that we can change that and still keep those businesses viable, but at the same time, make sure that when we come out of this pandemic, that what's that new business storm going to look like, and how do we support that? And we've gone to just doing different things going forward, much like we're doing today. We're a lot of virtual meetings opposed to face-to-face or group meetings.
Great ideas. So you have held other events. Also, your chamber is very active. You're kind of one of the larger chambers in Illinois. You're ranked what?
Yeah,
top 3 or 4?
Yeah, we are. within Lake County, we're the biggest business organization in Lake County. We're pushing 600 members from large companies like CDW, Medline, American Hotel Registry, Clean Fog, large companies like that, down to people like you, which is, one person business. So we've got a kind of a mix of different businesses around. We've got a lot of people that have come out of corporate life that are going into businesses as entrepreneurs. So we work with them. We work with the SBDC to help them on their entrepreneurial platform, getting their business plans together. So our membership's all over the board. A lot of restaurants, we got 29 not-for-profits that belong, which is a whole different group of people to work with, but we find ways to help support them as well.
And then what do you do for fundraising, fundraiser events?
Our big fundraisers are our gala, which we do in January, which this past year we call it Rhapsody in Blue. We had about 150 people attend that. We do that with raffles, silent auctions, and those types of things. We do a lot of awards and membership recognition at that event. Our golf outing, which we do in July, is another fundraiser for us. Again, that's a day of 18 holes of golf, and but then we do raffles and silent auction items for that. Those are kind of our two bigger fundraising events during the year. But we also do events. Every event that we do, we turn a profit on. So when we do our block party, we make some money off of that. When we do our mayor's luncheon, we make some money off of that as well. But our biggest initiatives are really and the new one that we added last year, Festival of the Arts, when we do with David Adler, that was a great fundraiser for us. And we're looking for different ways to expand that. That's why this year we're taking on two different events. We're going to do the 5K with Advocate Condell, and we're going to do the Spanish Mexican event over in Mundelein with that group, which will be money creating events for us. The rest of our money comes from our membership dues, and they are on a 12-month platform. So each month we have dues that are due that come in from that. And we also gain a fair amount of money just from sponsorship, because when we do a big event, we solicit sponsors and businesses in the area to sponsor those events. And our main goal there is to feature those businesses through all the media releases we do, so that we can get that exposure out to them.
So this last Friday, you had a unique experience due to this coronavirus going around, where you had you usually have them your lunch, but again, you need to talk. And how did you arrange that?
We started thinking about how can we reach our local area and our businesses within the area, whether they're a chamber member or not a chamber member. And we felt that the initiatives that the state has done, Governor Pritzker, and what President Trump has done, doing their daily updates on what's going on with the virus pandemic, we wanted to boil it down to what are we doing locally. So we invited all four of our mayors. We had our vice president of operations from Advocate Condell. We had Mitch Bienvenu from the SBDC, SBA on there. And what we wanted to do was give to the public, give to our members, give to the community what each one of the villages, what each one of their initiatives were, and what they were doing to support the villages, but also support the community, and also how are we supporting our small businesses. We're really made up of, you look at our membership globally, our membership is really made up of small businesses, which 90% of the businesses in the country are small businesses. So we wanted to expose them to what the four villages have done. They've been very proactive in supporting their businesses, particularly the restaurants and the small stores. How can they stay open and stay viable? Those types of things. So we wanted to bring that out so that the people that dialed into the Zoom broadcast that we did last Friday, they could get a flavor of what's going on and get some significant help, particularly from updates from the hospital, what they're doing. Our hospital in Libertyville, the Advocate Condell, is a level 1 trauma center. It's the only one in the area. So obviously, if there was a high impact on the coronavirus, Condell's going to be impacted tremendously. What are they doing to support that effort? What are they doing proactively to make sure the community is safe? So we wanted to expose our group to that that initiative of what they're doing. But then he also wanted to find, been so many different things that the government has rolled out and the state have rolled out to support the businesses. So we wanted that SBA piece in there, and that's what Mitch Bienvenu presented. The things that they can do to help these businesses through this difficult time. There's grants and there's loan programs that are out there that can address those issues. And many of our members don't know that. They don't know how to access it. So we wanted Mitch to really kind of let them know how they could get involved with this, and that there is help out there. There's some online situations. I know they've had some problems. So many people have gotten into it. I think their system crashed last week a couple times because there was such a significant influx of people trying to file applications for either the grants or the low interest rate loan programs that the SBA provides. So Mitch was on explaining what could be done, and it changes. Just as Mitch explained the other day, it changes hour to hour on some of these programs. They may put out a program that has X parameters, and within the next hour or two, they've already changed it because they felt that it wasn't a significant advantage to our small businesses. Our small businesses are what drive our chamber, what drive our communities. So we need to make sure that they understand what's going on and how they can access that help. They can come to us and we can do a lot of things with them to help them on those things. And we can be that conduit for them. We meet with probably well over 200 members a year, and that's new and existing members, just to kind of slice and dice what their businesses is doing now and how they can do things better going into the future. So we need to stay on top of that. And now it's even more important because business has been going along pretty well. The economy has been very good until this pandemic hit. Now it's a whole new norm. People aren't walking into the doors of these businesses unless they're a business that's an essential business that has to stay open. Our restaurants are greatly impacted. We've got, I think in the chamber alone, we've got 70 restaurants in the chamber. Most of those are small businesses. They're not chain operations. We have a few chain operations, but the vast majority of them, I would say 80 to 85% of them, are privately held businesses. How can we support them? How can we get the word out on how they're trying to do business on a regular basis? Most of them have created a curbside pickup. They're all doing online orders so people can come pick them up. That's going to help them at least sustain themselves through this crisis. How this rolls out at the end of it, we don't know. How many of them are going to survive, we don't know, and we want to make sure that survival rate is as high as we can possibly get it. So we'll help whatever means that has to be to make sure that they can sustain themselves now doing their business, and as they come out of this thing, they've learned a lot of lessons on how to be proactive in keeping their business. We hope that to a certain extent this is kind of an alarm clock for them because we don't know what this virus is going to be, and we don't know how long this virus is going to stick around. And when we come out of it, we want to make sure that we've done a better job of making sure that we can market our businesses better and be more proactive within those businesses so that they sustain themselves going into the future.
So in general, those people who are not members of the Chamber of Commerce, do they understand what the benefits of joining a chamber? Because most people will sometimes join a Chamber of Commerce and go to a meeting or two meetings and then just kind of go back to their regular work and expect the Chamber of Commerce to be sending them business on a regular basis. But the Chamber of Commerce is more than just joining up and paying your dues. So what can most people do if they're not a member of the chamber now, benefit from being a member of a chamber?
Well, I think, it's funny, after we did that broadcast on Friday, and we had, I think, 106 people dial into it, which I felt was a success. I know with the reporter from the Daily Herald asked me how many we expected. I said, well, I'm hoping we get 75. Well, that number, we could watch the number at the bottom of the screen, how many people were on. And many of those people that were on the call were not chamber members. And I received several emails, even got a couple written notes thanking us for doing that. And the ones that I got were not from chamber members. So, and we encourage them. I was on a call a week ago with the mayor from Libertyville, Terry Wepler, and he did a conference call with all the restaurants in Libertyville, because Libertyville has a significant restaurant row. And the talk was, how can we promote these businesses, the curbside pickup, the carryouts, the online things. And Terry asked me to be on the call with him as well. So what we encourage those restaurants to do, whether they're a chamber member or not, is to come to us if they need that help. Go to our website, look at the initiatives that we've got. If you need some support, if you need some marketing help, if you're not a chamber member, that's, you know what, this is how we prove ourselves. And this is how we show that we're a vital convenience and resource actually to what the businesses need. And I see that that's going to help us go into the future. And we're not doing it selfishly for ourselves. We're doing it. We need to know that our business community is going to succeed or survive through this epidemic. And so I think what they see is that we're a viable business organization, and we've always encouraged people to, we get a lot of members that just joined a chamber and they're not that involved, but the involvement piece is the other side of the sword. You need to be involved. You need to network. You need to be out there meeting people that you don't know, so that you can build partnerships and build relationships going into the future. And that's the way your business succeeds, is by building that trust with other businesses in the area. And we hope that transition and that message gets out there, not only to our chamber members, but to the business community at large that isn't part of the chamber.
So we have actually a question from Jeannie Silver, who runs a business or an auto repair facility. And she asks, vehicle repair businesses are essential, but the public is largely unaware of this. Will the chamber be able to mention other small businesses that are still open? And can you survey to see who is open?
We can do that. And I think we've made it very clear that we're out there to help not only the restaurant businesses, not only just the retail businesses, but the other businesses as well. If there's information that they want us to put out for them, then they need to send it to us, and we'll put it in we're doing an e-blast every day now, where in normal situations, we'll do 2 or 3 a week, but we're doing them daily now because we're getting updates from businesses all around the area, and many of them are chamber members. We need to be that vehicle for them during this kind of very strange time of doing business. So yes, absolutely, we can do that. We could do a survey. I mean, a survey is probably a good idea, but I think what we've made it very clear through the broadcasts that we've done 2 with Freedom One so far. We'll do a 3rd one on Thursday with them, the one that we did, and then also the conference call I did with the mayor. We made it very clear that those businesses need to let us know what they're doing. I had people last week call me, and I think I had about 6 different calls, and they were from retail stores around the area, and they were saying, we don't know if we're the type of business can stay open. I go, well, you all can stay open. It's just a way that you do your business. You need to make it clear to the public that you're open for business, whether it be if they call you, if they order something online, you can either give it to them at the curbside, you can set up a pickup area, or you can deliver it, however you want to do that. Every business can stay open. And I think if they don't make that statement, if they don't tell the public that they're open, they've got other resources they can go to. I mean, they can go to Amazon right away and order it, and it'll be delivered to their doorstep. We need to make sure that our local businesses around the area can experience that same type of continuation of business. So to Jeannie's note, yes, whatever support she needs, whatever support her neighbor needs, that's what we're here for.
Excellent. And so we just had your website up there. What's the best way to reach you? Is it through the website, or is it through a phone call, or what?
I will, they can use my email address if they'd like, and I can get, with Bruce, it's sadams@glmvchamber.org. They can send me a direct email. They can call the office. I'm here every day. Carol and Vera are working remotely from home. The main number here is 847-680-0750. My cell, I'll give you that as well, is 847-878-7651. You can either call me, you can text me, whatever you need. If you've got a question or if you've got a concern on what's going on with your day-to-day business, let us know so we can help.
At the at glmvchamber.org.
Correct.
Probably the easiest way. 24 hours is open, 24 hours.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
so we have about maybe 10 minutes left of this. Let's want to take a look at your website, kind of show what activities you have on the website. And again, I think the website is one of the main vehicles for people to get involved with the chamber for
Right.
information. So, so right here you had I think a restaurant week set up. Was a month ago, a few weeks ago, a month ago.
We did the first part of March. We did it with the Lake County or the Visit Lake County group. Yes.
So, what is the GLMV business?
That's our promotion for small businesses that are out there. A lot of it's the restaurants that they pile into that, but it's also meant to be for any of the businesses that are in the area. We can help promote them through that. And that's much like I talked before. That information, much like Jeannie's looking for, is that we can, if they've got something that they want us to put out there, that business is the new norm, whatever that new norm is for them, then we need to let them know what's going on.
Okay.
Plus, we've taken in, I don't know if you want me to talk about it now, Bruce, but we've taken all of our meetings and now are going virtual with them. I mentioned the Freedom One group, which started, this will be the third week that we've done virtual meetings with them. And that's what kind of gave us the idea of doing the virtual town hall meeting last Friday. But we're doing that tomorrow. As you know, our business marketing roundtable, which is a luncheon group, we're going to do that we're going to do that virtually. You're going to be one of the speakers. I'm going to have Brian Grano, who's typically our host at Mickey Finn's for that event. He's going to speak a little bit and talk a little bit about the initiative that the restaurants in Libertyville are doing. We are going to have a virtual happy hour on Thursday from 4 to 5, where we're encouraging everybody to come in, and we'll do this via Zoom, and we'll just have kind of a at-large virtual cocktail party and talk about issues, answer some questions, those types of things. Our Conversations for Success group, we're going to do virtual on Friday morning. We're going to do it from 8 to 8:45. We've got Jeff Hyde's going to be our main speaker for that, and we'll talk about we'll bring up a business topic to discuss as well as that. So right now, those we're taking in some of our networking groups and going into the virtual platform for that. We're also working on what we're going to do with our WOW, which is our Women of Wisdoms group. They meet monthly. Our MOB group, which is Men of Business, they meet monthly. We're looking at ways that we can do virtual things with them, as well as we're probably going to do another, virtual town hall meeting. I don't know if we'll do it this week. We're kind of waiting to see what's changed in the climate of the virus and the way it's impacting businesses. So we may just push that off and do it next week, because we're going to do enough things this week along with Freedom One that we'll take as a virtual platform and keep that going.
Excellent. So we also have Carol Levin, who is going anonymously as Carol.
Here I am.
Everybody knows Carol.
So,
morning, everyone.
Hey, Carol, how are you?
Hey.
So let's see. So, Carol, what is your position with the GLMV Chamber of Commerce?
I am the GLMV Chamber PR, Public Relations, and Marketing Director, responsible for the full range of communications, marketing that we do, all the e-blasts, promotions, social media, photography, just a full range of different communications, as well as I help coordinate a lot of the events and membership information. So just a little bit of everything in my role.
Excellent. So we had Scott on for a while. You were involved with the Zoom conference. We have one question about what is Zoom for those people who have never been on Zoom, and how do you get to it?
Sure. Zoom is a video conferencing platform where you can have, well, on our platform, we can have up to 500 people can join in as participants on the events. You log in, you are sent a link, and you log into that link, and it brings you right into the event. And you can interact with the host via the live chat. You can interact with all the participants via the when you unmute yourself, you can talk to everybody. You can hear the entire broadcast. It's a wonderful way to get together with all your networking networking colleagues and just catch up and stay in touch. So we're doing a lot of Zoom events now virtually, and the links are sent out to all the members and posted on our social media sites, so everybody can join us. It's open to all. You don't just need to be a member. You can log in, and we'd love to have you join us. So feel free.
Excellent. So actually, I think I can pull up a quick image of the Zoom. Let's see. Here we go. Application. Here we go. So this is kind of what the Zoom looked like. Actually, let me see. Are we seeing that?
That's what it looks like.
So this is kind of, yes, this is kind of what the Zoom looked like on the other day. And then you had more people than this because you had so many people, and you can just scroll through the screens and pick each person. And the way, although this situation where we're on StreamYard, where we have a little bit more control over who you see and who's talking. StreamYard or Zoom can be a little bit more challenging. How did you get over some of the challenges of everybody being on or having their microphone open and wanting to talk at the same time?
Sure, you have to mute all the participants upon entry. So there's some in the settings, you can mute all the participants upon entry into the video conference, and they can unmute themselves when they are speaking, as well as the host can also unmute them. But it gets a little confusing when everybody is talking at one time, kind of like a typical networking event. Only on Zoom, you can only have one person speak at a time. It's much clearer, and it doesn't get the echo sound. Also, wearing earphones, if you have earphones like Bruce has, or earbuds, that also helps prevent some of the echoes. But the main point is to mute the participants upon entry if you're a host, and also mute yourself upon entry if you are a participant, just in case the host hasn't done it.
Got anything to add to that?
No, I think it's a great platform. I think we learned a lot. Having been on 2 of the Freedom One Zoom casts that were done prior, we're learning more and more as we go along. And, we kind of struggled when we started the one on Friday because we had so many people talking at one time, and it was difficult to get them all muted properly. But once we got that accomplished, I felt that the meeting went very smooth. The flow of it went really well. And the neat thing about it is that we can get a lot of content out to the members and people that participate in it in a short period of time, to a large format of people with, in our case, over 100 people when we did it on Friday. The response to that was tremendous. We've got a lot. We didn't get one negative response about what we did on Friday. Everybody felt that there was a lot of good information, and that's what we're hoping that we can do going forward with this thing, is to keep that flow of conversation going, keep that connectivity with our businesses going and our members going, so that we can come out of this thing without missing too many beats. And that's our whole goal.
And the nice part is you don't have to travel. You can just log in right from your location, and you're there. So, and you can leave if you need to leave at any time. You can just exit out of the meeting, and you can join the meeting. Even if you're a few minutes late, you can always join the meeting at any time as well. So there's a lot of advantages to it. And that's, I think everybody's done a webinar at some time, or a live, watched a live video on Facebook. So this is really the wave of the future, regardless of the situation now. I think that more and more businesses are really going to be turning to online techniques and vehicles to promote themselves going forward, because you can really access a larger group of people and get your message across. You can, live stream it to Facebook or YouTube, and you can really have connections and make new connections too with all the new participants. So yeah, I think it's the wave of the future, one way or the other. It's here to stay.
Right. So I think this also uh, allows people who can't travel, because
Correct.
I know there during lunch, a certain number of people who show up, but then other people would like to have been there who couldn't be there because they're tied down to their offices or to their retail locations. So do you think this is going to be something you do in the future, is more live events even after you return to in-person events?
I think so, for webinars and things like that. I think it's a perfect vehicle for that. And I think that when we return to our in-person events, I still think we need a platform to reach people that can't make it to those events, or are just, distance-wise or whatever reason, would prefer to just Zoom in. So I think it's a great platform, and I think more people are getting familiar with it now. And there's a lot of usages for it. We've already scheduled 3 events this week on Zoom. So we're going to have an online host, which would be our normal location host, and we're considering them as our online host. That will be the restaurants that we're normally hosting these events at. And that host will be on and be able to give a little bit of an update as to what they're doing in their business at this point. And they'll get just like they would at our normal events. And our conversations network group on Friday, we have our speaker will be joining us, and he'll do a business share just like he would normally do. And it's pretty much the same thing, just we're just not all together. And of course we all miss the activity, but I think we're making the best of it that we, at this point. And yeah, going forward, I could definitely see this as a vehicle that we would make use of.
Great. So here is the website again for more information on how to join, even whether you're local in the Green Oaks, Libertyville, Mundelein, Vernon Hills area, or outside of it, because you mentioned you're as far north as into Wisconsin, and as far south as into Cook County. So you're not just strictly a little pocket of Lake County, Illinois.
Yeah, the Central Lake County piece, I think, is important because that's where everybody wants to do business. And, it's one of the unique within the state, within probably the tri-state area. I mean, we're probably in the most unique area because of the amount of businesses that are here and the amount of business that employ our residents that are in the area. So it's a place that everybody wants to be. And I think that's why we have such a diverse membership.
Excellent. So when you find, go ahead.
We actually got a new member yesterday too.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So, yeah.
So again,
the business is interesting more than ever now.
Yeah, they actually came from the call on Friday.
Yeah, I was on one other stream. I was on another stream yesterday where one business coach said that his client had actually cut back on his services now that he's not as busy. And my response was, I think that he needs a business coach even more now than ever to help him through this, to figure out how to create an opportunity out of this, because we have a lot of downtime now. I'm rearranging my office. I'm doing more of these live events where before I was too busy to take some time to organize this. So now it's time to get organized, because this isn't going to last forever. And if you wait until everything's over to start preparing for the onslaught of business, you're going to be behind the curve.
Well, this is a great time, for that. And I think a lot of people are, one thing we're encouraging our members to do is to really review their online presence, their business profile page on our website, make sure that's updated, because more and more businesses are going to be looking on the web for resources and services that they wouldn't normally maybe look for on the web. And they're going to be accessing their page on our site, our website. So make sure that's updated. Make sure your reviews are current, as well as your LinkedIn and any other platforms that you're on. This is the time to really hone in on those and make sure that they're updated. And if not, then spend some time just adding new images and information, hours, things like that, so people can reach you. Because you only have a few minutes online for them to do that. And you've got to make sure that you have all the information front and center for them when they look for you.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. And next week we'll have another Chamber of Commerce executive director talking about their Chamber of Commerce. So thank you again. Thank you all for joining us. As I noted here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that when we do go live again, you get notified. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on the notifications, and stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you much.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye. And then also,
Yep,
one last thing is tomorrow. If you're not a member of Chamber, join us at the roundtable, which you saw the link up earlier, but you also can go to the GLMV Chamber website to log into any future events.
Watch your emails.
Sounds
all
good.
the events and links are in the emails.
Okay. Thank you much.
Thank you.